the output volume and was raising that, so the two increases combined and it was extra loud. But yeah, that works. Okay, I can see. What are the various Christmas gats? Because we saw some of them, but they added more, didn't they? Oh, the Christmas guns? I thought that was a vanilla base game thing. Because like every day of December they add something. Oh, I thought that was just a base game thing. Okay, that makes sense. It looks... I don't think I've seen the thumbnail. It's the Swedish thing that the Hakim, maybe, is based off of. There's a Hakim and there's a Rashad, and I always get the two mixed up. There's a Hakim and there's a Rashad, and I always get them mixed up, but I think this is what the Hakim was based on. In just Swedish. Odd. Work, work, work. Well. Boba's here, King of Sweden. I wonder what he's up to. He hasn't put out any videos in a while. Did you ever watch Rabaz? Who am I thinking of? Maybe that's where maybe that's where I picked up on it from. What are these little Sims?
You know, I was actually just thinking of it.
He is still alive, but he does not post as frequently. Tragic. So I guess we can start with AK with the magazine as the grip. If you got modular AK involved. And then, that is always the eternal question. It's got to be something that's got, enough. Pistol caliber won't work because it's too skinny to use as a hand grip. Maybe 5.45, something straight-ish, something that's not as extreme of an angle if you're using it as a pistol grip. I guess another thing that's going to kind of be tricky is that the regular trigger is inherently immediately behind the magazine. Are there any receivers where that's not the case? Is there any? Yeah, but like the Vepers and stuff that have Deer Hunter stocks have their triggers further back, or like some of the Saigas. I don't think those are any. Well, does modular Saiga have any non-pistol grip setups? Yeah. Might not have any of the non-pistol grip versions in this. I guess that's our first hurdle. How do we overcome not hooking your thumb into the default trigger, or do we just ignore it and continue on? Or do we do this with a different gun? Other guns could use. Let's. Or it's not so much that it can't have a trigger, it's just that it's immediately behind the magazine. There's no gap. A gap and no stock. Some degree of modularity. One of the ideas I listed was something involving modular saga. I just wish I remember what my idea was for the modular saga. Another one we had was spade grips using the bullpup visor. We can find something that would be. Well, I guess we could spade grip the AK. That's okay, we'll spade grip it instead. Using bullpup visors and rails and pistol grips. So I guess first order of business is to get a receiver that doesn't have the stock attachment point hanging off the back. Get one that's just flat on the back, perhaps. Looks like a scale model of a hefty garbage can. I agree. Is that what this big drum is for? Is that 545? Oh yeah, I guess we'll need a longer barrel. That'll work. Is there a longer barrel? There's an RPK receiver, but I forget what all it has innately attached to it. What do you think? Should we go with the longer barrel and just work around the tang, or should we do a flat backed one? I think that's an accurate assessment. There's one of them we can probably kind of cover it up. probably need some kind of railed top cover, I guess. It might be where we need to build off of for the spades. Decent. What are you looking for? Oh yeah. Well, we could put it on just like a SIG or something and find out. Watching every control interact except for the one you're looking for. Very careful. Mm. There's a picture, but it's not a good picture. But I'll send it anyway. Yeah, but does Steam work? Yeah, it's a chat. Oh, the pictures? Yeah, like it doesn't even have pistol grips. It's just the sticks from the rails. I guess the thing to do would be I would come straight off, either the top or the bottom, maybe. Split it somehow horizontally, and then have pistol grips coming down off of that with the bullpup triggers in front of them. I would say instead of that kind of rail, use the like what you would normally put on a top rail, so that you can hang the accessory on the left and the right. I think that could be. Oh, actually, what you're doing there could also work. I think. You might just. I think the main thing is have two pistol grips. You could probably get by with just one trigger. Also, also, let's see, spade grip. What part would they actually be? Probably could bring them in a bit closer. If there's like the one you've got splitting it off to the left and the right. If there's like one size down, probably could. Yeah, I guess you are using your actual hands, so. You could maybe move it. So right now you're coming off the bottom of the receiver. You could probably have it coming off the top, really. Yeah. I'd say the benefit of a spade grip is that you can come straight back. All your recoil is in line with you, and you could elevate the sights or whatever because it would be on like a helicopter mount or some such. You're also not shouldering anything, so your head can be wherever. Like you can get down behind the gun. What does it look if it's above, like sitting on top of the stock tank? The stock tank. Yeah, that might help visualize it a bit. Mm. Yeah, I think with this dust cover, that might be the way to go. We can try multiple approaches and see what ends up looking best. We'll build this one out like this, and then we can try an alternate method and see how we feel about that. The Farquhar Hill or whatever. Oh yeah, that would be a good one. I feel like you probably got it because I saw the palm grip in there, and I feel like you use both of them pretty often. There are all sorts of other foregrips that could be used, though, if that one's not in there. You could just have a pair of shovel. Well, no, you can't have a pair of stocks. You can use that weird 90-degree AR compatible pistol grip. That's all the adjectives I can use. There's also the LSW foregrip, or that thing. Well, that one might be a little skinny, actually. or that Sturm Griff vertical, or whatever you had there. Yeah, top left of page 4. Oh yeah, that's not bad. It's freaking out. Does it actually let you? Yeah. Three hours later. I have. Yeah, and I kind of had like. I guess one thing that would be a little tricky is this would, we a bipod would not really do much for this because you have nothing to brace against. This would something that would be on a static mount, which we can't really do here. Yeah, that goes for us. HLVR purposes. You could have. Let's stick with it for now. It needs something out there visually, though. It needs something out there visually, and it's a mounting point for things. Oh yeah, that's kind of machine gunny. Carbon fiber is not typically my favorite, but I'll make an exception. I think that does look pretty good here. Just a little guy. I could throw it on there just because it makes it look like the drum is ported. I don't hate it. I do have a anti-hexagon bias, but I don't hate it. If they were that good, they'd be A's, wouldn't they? Kinda like how there's like some sci-fi vibes there. I kinda like it. Not quite as long as the other ones. Oh no. Maybe something. Maybe it's fine. What is this? Oh yeah, let's do the longer one. Well, that's just there. I think we should have one, but I think we should have it coming up off of the stock tang. We can have it sitting further back because the grips are further back and you can get your head down behind the gun. Yeah. I would find some kind of chunky riser to set coming up off the tang. Yeah. Yeah. Could be a red dot, could be some kind of. Well, yeah, probably some kind of big red dot. Let me grab a tissue real quick. Okay. That works pretty good, I think. It kind of follows the lines. I think that's a good idea. I think that's acceptable. And you could just raise the whole fixture with that anywhere rail if you wanted to. Definitely could. Yeah. Could go up there with it. A large red dot. Wide, probably. Big diameter. That's perfect. good one. Put some kind of iPod or mount or something up front. Yeah, I would say visually maybe have one that's further back. What if you did like page 3, the blue one, bottom row? Kinda, sorta, yeah. Could I think a taller one is the way to go. It will probably look hideous and not be. Oh, it does kind of look that way. We could do that. I don't like it. It's like some kind of matchstick holder for from a really fancy club or something. I don't know. Well, oh, there was the little underside rail thing that went on to the bottom of the barrel. I think it was an AK part. Let's look at that again because I think it kind of clipped into the front of the drum a little bit, but it also kind of made it look like a connection point. I think it. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with something that looks kind of like it's supporting the front of the drum, kind of like on a bison or something. Might be like a hook or a latch or a hook or fulcrum of some sort. I'm not sure what would be a good piece for that, but. Alright, well, there's some little nubs. They reach. Well, that one might be close enough. Actually, it floats a little bit, but at a glance, you can't hardly tell. That's pretty good. How many is this drum supposed to hold? How many digits does the ammo counter display? Just 2? I think that works. That works pretty good. I think that works alright. Let's see what it does, yeah. Is it just 99 and then stay there until you get below that? Oh wow. 500 and one in the chamber. I guess that might about do it for this. I think that's fairly successful spade gripping. Oh yeah, that's true. It's not a big deal to retain the main sight because you've also still got the front sight. Let's do it again. Yes. Let's do it again. Let's try alternate spade grip approaches until we achieve some sort of ideal. Which may end up being this one, but let's see how many other ways we can do it. So let's grab... Yeah, we'll keep this one as our reference. Obviously, yes. Oh no. Is that a banana for scale? Movie magic. Yeah, might have to scoot the little UFOs out of the shot. I can't imagine why. At least it supports itself pretty good. It just sits up on its own. I forget if I sent you the picture or not, but I discovered that the inventor of the Luger, his gravestone is shaped like a Luger's toggle action. Which is kind of fun. Throw that at your Discord so you can see it later. Alright. Let's grab a. Once we do the little range test, we can grab another one of these actions. Grab another of these actions. Yeah, probably. Grab another of these actions. Another RPK. Well, what was that flat-backed one we had earlier? The AK-74 with the regular length barrel. How far forward does the drum come on that? Yeah, like the side folder one. Yes. Also, is there one that takes an AR stock by default? It's got a built-in buffer adapter. Let's try putting that on this real quick. I have an ancient of an idea. Oh. Maybe we don't need this. Take this off, put the shovel stock on. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Let's do that. Try throwing a shovel stock on there. If it didn't sweep down so quickly, that would almost be a spade in and of itself. It does seem like it would be a little cramped once you try to get a trigger in there. Scrap that idea. I'll ditch that. Let's get a railed top cover that comes all the way back. Whatever the squarest looking one is. I think that should be good. And then let's have a rail segment coming off the top rail, hanging off the back. Not super far, but just beyond the rear of the receiver, kind of. Yeah, but we tried it with an anywhere rail. Let's see some varied approaches to see if we can come up with. I'm thinking about coming down with it. You also wouldn't mount it to a Lego assembly of Picatinny adapters, but these are. This one seems fairly integral. This one seems like it attaches at various points as opposed to just being a sheet metal stamping. This one looks pretty locked down. Let's see how it ends up looking. I have a rail extension coming off the top, hanging off the back of it. A long one. Maybe collinear. I think that's sufficient. And then one of those rails like you would put on top of a handguard if you wanted to mount something on the left and the right. I think I see the rail axis tilt double on the top row there. And we'll put that on our little hanging off extension. And then two 90-degree adapters going down. But we might need some that kind of stick out. Give us a little bit more space between the two. Is there what kind of 90 degrees do we have? That's a little close. We might need some tiny risers. And it does seem like it gives you a little bit of. And it seems like it gives you a bit more of a gap as well. So yeah, we can try this way. I think I want less gap than that. What's the next size down? The one that's less long. That and then the do the 90 degrees and slide them as far out as they'll go. Same though. I think I want them a little Just a little closer than what we did on the first one. We'll need short extensions on them, probably collinear, so that we can fit the trigger and the pistol grip. Collinear might be too long. Is there a different short rail section that's not collinear? Yeah, that looks about, that could be about right. That might be good enough though. Oh, it's a work in progress. We're figuring out how to do and how not to do spades. That style, but is there one size down from that? Whatever you just put on last. Yeah, that. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look very good. Let's trying to think of how else we can use. You've got like the buildable angles called. Like you can make your own like 90-degree adapter or whatever, basically. Crap, what is it? Where we used it for the triple barrel machine gun, I'm pretty sure, so that we could get like the canted foregrip and stuff like that, or it was sticking out of the side. The compact angled rails or something like that. It was a modded version. I can find a picture of something where we used them. Oh crap. I want to make sure I have, we hid them inside the hand card, so that's not useful. Good plan. We'll take Glide. I don't have a new plan. I'm still I'm still at a loss. Spade gripping is hard, turns out. I wanted to try to make like a more compact inline, like post up in a apartment window, or like shoot it out the window of your Humvee or something. I'm trying to condense it vertically, and get the pistol grips right behind the action in line with it. Just trying to figure out how these angle adapters to get it from the top of the rail to split and sticking down. Let's take off the straight rail extensions, the bottom layer. Just take those off. And then the current lowest layer, the ones that are turning it at an angle, if they're a slightly longer version of those, I guess it would just be another piece like we were using as the splitter. Let's try doing 2 more of those. Okay, that's a little bit cleaner. Then let's get some. I think they were AR, maybe R700, but I think it was AR. But it was a polymer grip that came down just straight up and down 90-degree pistol grip. Yeah. Throw a bullpup visor on one side. Maybe we can throw a tiny riser in there to bring it down in line a bit better. Just the trigger. Maybe. You're right. The top just comes up higher, and that's what threw me off. But yeah, trigger stays where it is. Can we? How far behind the action is the trigger? Can we bring this whole thing forward a bit? Yeah. Can we bring this whole thing forward a bit so that the trigger is like alongside the receiver? So the pistol grips will be right behind the action, basically. Allowing some clearance for hands. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So we've got that little space between where our added rail extension ends and the rear sight. So can we get another little piece of just vanilla rail extension, fill the gap from the rear sight to where we got, smooth out that whole top level. The railed rear sight. Oh, it went inside. Rip. Something like that. Just kind of bridge the gap. We do need a barrel. Let's look at. I'm thinking we try a standard length one. With maybe with the front sight built into the gas block. Now, well, is there a Saiga barrel that is equivalently that has like the sight built into the gas block like that? Basically, what is the fattest barrel we can get? Yeah, I think we can probably hide that. Not exactly. Let's look at big brick-like vented handguards. Or even the short version of what we used on the previous one. Could be something to look at. Let's try that tactical shark fin as well. Why not? There's a tactical shark fin in there. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's further back. It's like maybe that could be our little hook looking thing, but it's not far enough forward. Yeah. Probably far left. Go ahead and toss. Yeah. Let's toss that one as well. Let's try number... Ugh. Try number 4, the middle. It's very square. Like a pulse rifle. Kinda like that. Let's keep that on the table and investigate some of the others. Let's try the short version of the one we used previously. Both pretty good, but I think we'll ditch some for this gun. I have to remember that one though. It's very machine gunny. These, I guess we'll just go through them. Yeah, I don't have any real strong feelings about that one. Yeah, toss it. Oh, almost. Yeah, I don't like that either. Let's use our big pulse rifle brick that we set on the table. I think we'll go with that. Let's say no if you can't really see it in there. And just get that big red dot. And there was a riser that you had out earlier that kind of swept forward. And the front end of it kind of floated. See if we can find that riser again. I believe that was it, or something similar to it. It was pretty low like that one. That probably was it. I only think of one thing to mount really at the moment, so use that Unity riser. That's not a bad idea. That does kind of cover up that weird little step. Oh, yeah. What if we? I say take the well. Let's stick with this. Let's get one of those little pieces, like the first little drum hooks that you looked at. The like little nubby hand stops or whatever they were. Didn't quite reach, but they were close enough for a passing glance, I'd say. Yeah. Let's scoot it just a bit forward so that it was like at the very, just barely touching the front of the drum. Oh yeah, that's perfect. We'll do that. That. Yes. And now we will need just a great big brake or compensator or something. Maybe, possibly one of the ribbed FAL ones, but we do rely on those pretty heavily. Or we could even go with a Loudner. Is there a Loudner in there? The shielded compensator or something like that. We need something bigger. I do like that muzzle typically, but we need something heftier. That was pretty good. What about one of the long ribbed looking ones? Does it fit? It makes it look like the barrel itself is ribbed. That kind of works. Maybe the one that's full tube and not tapered towards the end. Let's keep that on the table and look for the, what do they call it? Like the blast shield or the, it's basically a Loudner, I think. Like a shielded flash hider or something. Yeah, PTS. I don't really like how that transitions. Any other kind of Loudner looking? I don't like that one as much. Need to find more snacks. I'll be right back. Any good finds? Oh. Yeah, we'll skip that one, I think. Lol. Just use that ribbed FAL muzzle. Let's see. What else we can throw on here? Bring. Get the little broken off looking metal foregrip thing like you had on yours with the little mount. The implied mount. Or even the full length one. No. You twist it so it's facing the other way. Not the whole gun, but the the foregrip. Yeah, I'm just gonna ponder on the lines and stuff. I kind of like the way the lines work with it, twisted around this way. Do a couple lasers, I guess. We got the side mounts. Probably not. I'm just. Oh, the ammo counter. Maybe. Well, gonna break up our squareness, wouldn't it? This is it. Call it there. It's enough time that you have time to make like decisions. Like you started out on the wall, and you're like, I guess I'll walk over here, still firing. Yeah, I'm gonna walk over here, still firing, and set it up, and start firing on the target. Like now, I'm gonna keep firing, but I'll set that on the table so we can have more stabilization. This one we can do a couple pictures with it in this setup, and then maybe a couple with a real like a 75 round drum. That's what the variety. And we started with a 500 rounder, and then variety. See what it looks like with some other. Yeah. You could also make the argument that it is more called to the offensive because this is very much set up as a static weapon. Lighter drum would allow you to be more aggressive with it. That's also true. Yay! See what a 75 round drum looks like on it, maybe. You got a modular Galil too, didn't you? Has it got anything interesting? Ah, yeah. Think of what else. I am also still hungry. I may be starving to death. I will return again shortly. I microwaved some tiny frozen pancakes, and now I will live forever. What have you found? Is this just a vanilla one? It looks pretty good. Gives it character. Put one of those, the cutaway Bakelite. Is there one of those in 762 by 39 that'll fit this? Yeah, into the AK you just had out. My video was behind, so I didn't realize it until you had already thrown it away. Hmm. Trying to think of what else we could do to make like Middle Eastern Insurgent or Metro 2033 or Falloutify this ratty old AK. I feel like we would have to get some parts we don't have. I was thinking like we would have to find some way of getting like a crazy improvised way of getting a PU scope onto it, which HCVR is probably not going to let us do. So. Yeah, our options are a little limited. Well, what if what if we do one of those anywhere rails off of let me get a picture. How can we get an M203 onto this? Okay. Odd looking way. Yeah, one of those. Was not sure if it would fit. Yep, do that. And then maybe a rifle grenade adapter as well for the memes. Man. Some kind of I guess let's get a side mount scope. Scope mount onto the side. Some description. Probably not the far right. Others. Try the second from the left. And kind of to the right. Are there any that fit better? Or are they all low and to the right? Or left? Let's do that last one we tried. Yeah. I think we'll do that one. What kind of scope would tie this together? If we could get the PSO scope on there. Actually, yeah. Does work pretty good. Do like the way those look. Maybe we'll do a PSO scope for this one. Ah, spell like cup. I feel like the color on that one kind of matches a bit better. Too fancy. Those look cool. Maybe too fancy. It's very tall. For shenanigans. Maybe we go with the larger one that has the rubber cups. So you got conical, cylinder, maybe the medium. Maybe the smaller cup, actually. You see through it without any cup on it, or is it just impermeable regardless? I guess you've still got your iron sights accessible. How far does the stock close with the underbarrel? Perfect. Well, I guess that is about all we can graft to it, and basically completes the objective of Weird Desert Partisan Gun. Imagine going up to somebody and just snipping their spring with a pair of wire cutters. The magazine spring, because it's just exposed. Odd. I don't guess it's essential that this one be saved, because it's a fairly basic one. It's definitely, yeah. Mm. See if we got any other concepts listed. We have a volcanic pistol. It'd be a lever action handgun. It is a vanilla weapon. I think that the front end swivels open, the front end of the tube. By the muzzle, like a little spring you can depress. Because the propellant is inside the base of the bullet, it is also technically tasteless. Will this accept a muzzle device with that loading system? Does it take stocks? A humbug. So it would have to be something skinny. So if we can't do a stock, our options here are kind of limited. Guess we'll toss it for now. Come back to it if I can come up with something particularly clever, but lol. You've been stricken with any inspirations? Is there any ideas that you've come up with for something to modify? I might call it there for now and come up with anything. You can throw me pick slider, and I'll have to ponder some more on what we can make now that we are able to stream again. So we'll turn to the chat. Yeah, but there's still a decent selection. We'll just have to come up with some good ideas. So we'll return to the Discord for now.